Hey Virgos, welcome to your month ahead reading for December 2022, where we'll take a peek at what's in store for you for the upcoming month and some important messages that Spirit wants you to know. So the first question that they have for you is entitlement. Do you believe you deserve to be rich? Why or why not? Either way, how does your gut response to that question illuminate your relationship to money? So we'll set that there. And let's pull another oracle card just to see what overall energy is surrounding this reading for you. And what we have for you is Medicine Mother. Honor your inner knowing. So what this feels like for a lot of my Virgos out there, and I'm laughing because it's such a positive energy that's surrounding this reading for you, is that there is something inside of you that knows that you were destined for more, that you were destined to be greater. And because this is a month ahead reading, it's not specifically about money. It could be about abundance in other forms, whether it's wealth or health or status or whatever you want it to be. But there's this thought that deep down, you know that in this life, you were created and meant for so much more than what it is you have now. But when you even dare to think about what that could look like, there's another little voice that comes in that says, you can never have that. No, you haven't done enough work. You haven't put in enough effort. That's not really for people like you. Like all of those little negative pieces of self-talk that are sort of kicking what you know to be true deep down to the side. It's almost as if you were talking yourself out of abundance, even if it's something that you don't necessarily mean. Now, that could be a byproduct of, childhood conditioning, experiences that we've had, things of that nature. But I feel like for this upcoming month, Spirit is asking you to take a good hard look at whether or not you truly, truly believe that you deserve more in this life. And if that's the case, if at the core of it you say, yes, I absolutely do, then it's time for you to start honoring that. It's time for you to figure out a way to shut out those voices that seem to be telling you no, that seem to be steering you in the opposite direction. So that could be your own inner voice. Sometimes that could also be voices of the people that we have around us who think that our dreams are entirely too big, that we're not going to be able to accomplish something because they don't know that somebody's, they don't know anybody who's accomplished it, or because they themselves haven't accomplished it. Either way, it feels like there's a need for you to sort of quell the voices of the naysayers, even if it's your own. So let's get into some tarot and see what other messages we can get from Spirit. And we're going to start off with your energy. What's the energy for my Virgos going into December of 2022? And we have the Seven of Earth in reverse. This is the Seven of Pentacles in traditional tarot. And so this card is really focused on planting seeds, tending to them, being very patient, waiting for the harvest. And for my Virgos out there, it feels as though you are tired of waiting. It's almost a sense of, you know what, I started planting seeds a little while ago and I haven't really seen anything and I don't know what's going on. And maybe that's what's creating the doubt in your minds that you are not going to be able to achieve this abundance. And wow, two of them just three more cards popped out. I'll take them because they came out in a clump. But we had that clarified by the Three of Earth, the Six of Wands in reverse, and we also have the Six of Earth, which is the Six of Pentacles in traditional tarot. So what this feels like is that bumping up against this impatience, I do think that there are other people who are factoring into this, people that you have worked with, people that you have built relationships with. And it's almost, I feel like, a sense of disappointment in them that maybe they haven't been as supportive as they possibly could have been, or as supportive as you would kind of hoped that they would be. And so as a result, especially with the Six of Wands right next to that, this is a card of victory. It's a card of recognition, acknowledgement from other people. And so it feels like maybe you haven't been getting the support that you need from others around you. And so you're trying to find your balance with the Six of Pentacles. You're trying to find a little bit of equity in your relationships with them, meaning that, it doesn't necessarily feel like these are absolutely horrible people that are around you. It just almost feels as though your vision is a little bit too big for them. And so because they can't necessarily wrap their heads around it, they don't know how to support you in the way that you need to be supported. And so that, I think, is creating a bit of doubt in your mind about whether or not you're deserving of having your dreams come true. So why is it important for you to have this message? We have the Lovers in reverse. This is the love card in this tarot. I think that you are now in a place of questioning your relationships with other people, that you have put a lot of stock into their opinions, because who would ever expect the people around you to not be supportive? And we also have the Messenger of Water, or the Page of Water in reverse. So this is really you sort of being disillusioned with the people that are around you. There seems to be a shift in the way that you perceive them, that, it's almost like, well, damn, I thought you were going to be there for me. Like, why would you try and discourage me from this path? And I can tell for a lot of Virgos that it's been a little bit hurtful, and it almost feels as though you are kind of shutting yourself down, that you're closing yourself off from the people around you because they haven't been able to offer what it is that you're looking for. And I think that it's important for you to sort of challenge your beliefs about what it is that you deserve and what it is that you think you don't deserve, because that's going to be a very important factor in your being able to move forward towards your dream life, independent of anybody else. So it almost feels as though there's a lesson that you're getting, going into December, going into the end of the year. Now, how can you make the most of this new month? We have the Hanged Man. So this is a card of really thinking about things in a different way. We have this person who's a little bit stuck, right? They're hanging by their one foot. They got their arms out, flapping in the wind. But you can see that they have this golden orb, this sun around them. And usually in traditional tarot, it's around their head. That indicates some level of enlightenment. But for you guys, for my Virgos out there, I actually feel as though making the most of this month is looking at the people around you through a different lens, and not necessarily one that is of sabotage, because I don't feel any sort of overt, nasty or dark energy coming through on this. It's almost that same sort of concept that, like say a parent, they always say that a parent's goal is to have their child do better than they did. And when the parent sees their child doing something that they could have never even imagined, they can't wrap their head around it. And it's not that they don't want them to succeed. It's almost that they don't want them to get disappointed if things don't work out. And because they've never seen it before, their natural inclination is to assume that it's not going to work out. And so I think that looking at the people around you in a different way will sort of help you find that balance between forging your own path and preserving the relationships that you have. And don't get me wrong, if there is someone out there that you absolutely feel is just negative and they are downplaying everything that you're trying to do, that they are speaking ill of you, or they're like actively trying to sabotage the work that you're putting in on something, then yeah, they're probably not a good person to have around you. But if it's somebody who's expressing concern, like, yeah, I don't know, how is that going to work? Are you sure about this? If you feel as though they're coming from a good place, then look at it that way instead of, they're trying to sort of set you up to fail. It almost feels as though in their own little way, they're trying to protect you, even if the message comes out wrong. So we have that clarified by the messenger of earth in reverse. So again, this is sort of looking at people who cannot necessarily provide you with that stability and support that it is that you may be looking for from them. So it's, your change of perspective is going to be one where you don't look to them for that. Perhaps you create those relationships with a different group of people. Perhaps this is a road that you travel on your own. But whoever it is that's around you right now, even if they don't necessarily wish you ill, they're also not necessarily aligned with the path that you are trying to put yourself on. So something that you should explore in this upcoming month. We have one that flipped over. We have the Two of Earth, or the Two of Pentacles, in reverse. And let's clarify that a little bit, because the Two of Earth is really about finding balance. So, being able to juggle things back and forth. And we have the Tower to clarify. So when we think about your movement forward, and if there hasn't been any, or if it's been incredibly slow, there might be a little bit of resistance to change. And again, this could be a byproduct of the people around you, because now that we've gotten into this reading, I don't necessarily think it's you talking yourself out of things that you don't deserve. I think that it's stemming from the people around you, that there is a need for change. And thinking about why it is that you take maybe other people's thoughts or opinions into so much account that it prevents you from pursuing what you know deep down inside is meant for you. So that's something that you might want to think about exploring as we get into this new month. So something else to be mindful of. What else does my Virgo collective need to think about? We have Fortune's Wheel. And I'm pretty sure that Taurus got this card as well in their spread, but this is a change of fate. This is starting of a new chapter. This is the wheel turning in your favor. So I think that once you clear out this bit of clutter that you have right now, that you are going to embark on a new journey. And we also have the Hierophant. This is something that I think is going to be a little bit contrary to what it is that you've been doing, the way that you've been operating. So taking into account the change that you may have been a little bit resistant to based on other people's attitudes and opinions of what it is that you're doing, something to keep in mind, that going off the beaten track, going contrary to what people expect from you, is going to create a change, a very profound change in your life. So if it comes to money or getting an education, taking up a new hobby, changing locations, whatever it is, this is something that you're going to have to do for yourself. It's going to be something that is not expected of you. It is something that other people are going to have to deal with, but things are going to change for you. Now, another message from Spirit that we have for you: engage higher reason. So this really fits in with you tapping into your higher self, into that part of you that knows exactly what's meant for you, and pursuing that. So thinking about the reasoning that other people may have as to why you can't do something or why you shouldn't do something, it's of no consequence to you, because you are the final authority in your own life. And so you engaging with that higher reason that comes from your gut is going to ensure that you're on the right path for you. And the words that are spoken, the thoughts that other people have, that doubt whether or not you should be on that path, they don't matter. They absolutely do not matter. The buck starts and stops with you, Virgo. So as long as you sort of keep that in the front of your mind and honor what you know to be true for the path that you desire for yourself, then you'll know you're on the right track. So that's what I got for you. If you like, make sure to subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.